Well, my debuts, and I have something to say. Oh my goodness!
Jesus.
Shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
Tell me you didn't just say that.
I'm not doing this. Hey, Albert, welcome to the podcast.
Suckers!
All right. This is
All right.
yours, man.
Alright, we just went to Raw.
Episode 8. Thank you very much. That's what I wanted you to say. The RW Wrestling Podcast, episode 8, with our special guest, Albert something or other.
We are Raw.
Albert is fine.
Something or other works for me, too.
And thanks, Dylan. Appreciate it.
That's legend to you. I had to say that to him, too, earlier.
Yep. So we had a pretty good Raw show.
Surprisingly good Raw show, actually.
Open up hot. I was surprised with Reigns and Ziggler, man.
Yeah.
Let's just start with everything is so much better when Michael Cole's not talking.
Very good, very good.
Oh my goodness.
The big dog.
Except I had to listen to that every 5 seconds.
No shit.
For real.
No bullshit. I mean, we were saying that throughout the entire show.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Like every
because we
time.
had a guy in front of us.
Yeah.
Had some needs.
Yeah, he had help.
Oh yeah.
That's alright though.
I know. It's just like I wanted to count how many times he said it though.
Yeah.
I got a collector's cup with a bunch of outdated roster members.
Oh, let's see what.
Jinder Mahal's on that.
Ginger Mahal's here, so you know that's how bad
Hey,
it is.
former champ, yo.
Outdated. The only people that are on the roster currently, Braun, Seth.
Roman.
Well,
Alexa.
he's not on Raw.
Well, he
Roman's
was
like
today.
SmackDown.
He opened the damn show.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, Bobby Lashley,
Sasha Banks.
Is that Robert Roode right there?
Robert Roode.
Yeah, Robert Roode about his new
And
face.
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks.
So yeah, the show opened with Roman and Ziggler.
Well, the show really opened.
Oh no,
With
well,
Sarah
no.
Oh,
Logan
my
and
girl,
Dana Brooke.
my girl Dana Brooke. My girl Dana Brooke
Yeah,
took
he
down.
actually had a pretty good pop. He's like, she won.
She took down the first match of the main event sequence of the night. I was happy with that.
And you had a Nick Chubb, correct?
Nick
Oh,
Chubb.
Ryan Longwell right after that.
What's the difference between a Nick Chubb and a Ryan Longwell?
You'll never know, sir.
Well, one's a Chubb and one's Foley Hart.
Then we had.
Wow. Wow. You've done your homework.
I had that joke ready to go.
Oh.
We had the.
Waited all night for that one?
We had
Kind of.
the Lucha House Party versus Team Canada.
Oh,
Yeah, the return of
Canada.
the great, amazing faction from 2004 TNA.
Robert Roode and
You
Eric.
say 2004?
It was that long ago.
Jesus.
Like 2003 to about 2006.
Young. Something like that.
Eric Young without the beard now is just
Creepy.
he still does that, but it doesn't work without the beard.
He looks
Like
like
you?
a pedophile.
You were just like, you're like, yeah, glorious, yeah, Bobby Roode, and then like Sanity.
I thought, yeah.
You're like Sanity. What the fuck?
Well, but that's also be a 6-man tag with all 3 Lucha guys out there.
Yeah, see, I was in the concession stand line, and I told some guy behind me, as soon as Bobby Roode
Yeah,
came
you
out, I'm
knew
like,
it was-
it's going to be Eric Young. And boom.
There he
Who
was.
comes out? Eric
When
Young.
do you make $10 off that free popcorn?
Yeah, free popcorn. That's pretty good.
Free
Make
popcorn?
10
Yeah,
bucks.
the guy bought his popcorn.
You bet him.
I bet him $10 it'd be Eric Young. And he's like, nah, it's not going to be Eric Young. I'm like,
Who else
yeah,
would it be?
be.
Yeah. I mean, like, it could be anybody.
Yeah,
I'll
the
say
only
Eric
other
Young.
person he actually teamed with on the main roster was Chad Gable.
I was debating on
Yeah,
who.
but they're not on team anymore, right?
Well, I was
No.
thinking
Oh,
about
thank
who
God.
would be heels, and I was like, Eric Young's the only person I can think of that's not in anything that would be a heel that they could use.
Gable's last tag team partner is his King of the Ring opponent.
Yeah,
No,
shit.
his last one was
Oh.
Rude.
You almost said Benjamin.
Rude.
You did
Benjamin
team
was
with
right
him.
before that, though.
Yeah,
Shelton Benjamin, they teamed not very long. It was obviously Jason
yeah,
Jordan
it's
was the
about the
guy,
only time
but
they ever
It was
fucking
like,
used
a
Benjamin.
year and a half.
they teamed that long?
Yeah.
Benjamin and Gable.
Yeah, they teamed for like a year and a half.
And they were
Oh.
together for a while.
I missed out on that, I
so
They didn't do anything, though.
Ziggler said some more shit about how it should have been him, like he always
guess. A little bit
does.
too long for me.
And he was bitching about Goldberg.
Which
Again.
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Again.
Again and again and again.
And he took a spear.
and another. Yep. So every week now, everybody who's ever done a spear, the history of the company.
Big
Go
Show.
spear yourself.
Batista.
Go
Rhino, if he wasn't under TNA contract.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair. won
Actually, no, Rhino can be under a mask like he did in Impact.
We got our.
Under a mask.
Yeah,
We got-
he went to Slammiversary while he's still under contract with WWE for one day.
And he wore a mask.
And he
and
wore a
bored
mask.
somebody.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Edge out of retirement.
Maybe.
That'd be his first match with Ziggler. Just spear him like 10 times.
And then
He'll get
game
up 10
over.
times.
I think the only difference between Ed spearing Elias at SummerSlam and Ed spearing Ziggler is you ring a bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
He got cleared to do a spear, he can get cleared to do another one.
So is he gonna come back and wrestle?
He claims he can.
It's debatable.
Jeez, I don't know, man.
It's been what, like
Every
10
bump,
years now?
I'm gonna cringe with every bump.
Yeah, it's been about 10 years.
Well, that's exactly what we said about watching Daniel Bryan for the first half of his comeback.
Yeah.
Every time he took a hit, it was like, ah.
Oh, especially that first match, that WrestleMania tag team match. I was like, oh god.
He was
anytime-
barely in it too. It's just still, I'm like, oh, just don't do anything bad.
Well, and then they
hurt
did that
yourself.
attack angle right at the beginning of that match too,
Yeah, it
just
made
to
it-
play up his injury.
and it was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then we got our, actually, I'd probably say the most surprising thing, because I basically said that straight up would not happen.
Which part?
Jerry Lawler,
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yes. Jerry Lawler got attacked by the Fiend.
which is even better live,
It
because
is.
Michael Cole's not yelling about,
It is.
oh my God, it's the Fiend's in the town.
Well,
No.
well, one thing I'm gonna say about something is like with the Fiend is I'm getting more and more involved with it. Like when seeing it live helps. But one thing I don't want to see is the same reaction that Michael Cole had with like the Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt bullshit on the compound. You know, where he's like, yeah, I don't know about this stuff. It's just freaking just burying it right there on TV.
Yeah, he
So
was
what
doing
we
that.
gotta do is figure out how to watch all these Fiend segments with all the wrestling sound, but cut out
Michael
Michael Cole, actually all the commentary. I feel like
See, you know what they got to do? They got to upgrade the network so you can watch stuff without commentary.
I thought it was great though, because the moment
Surprised they don't.
it started, it's just like Jerry Lawler's like, oh no, I know what this is, and he just fucking drops
He
the mic
runs.
and dips.
He dips out, and the Fiend
And
ends up
then,
right behind him.
And
Still
then he
at the
goes,
fucks.
and he's like right there at the top, because it was so bright, and I thought Lawler ducked down the side of the ramp instead of going up it. It looked like because I couldn't see very well. I thought the Fiend had on the Firefly gear, you know, the sweater.
Yeah,
and
for a
shit like
second I
that.
thought, yeah.
I couldn't tell.
That's what I thought, because I was like, oh, okay, so he's coming out as Mr. Rogers, I want to kill
Yeah.
you, but I'm Mr. Rogers' character.
And
Yeah,
then
it was really good.
But it's just Lawler in the white.
But yeah, you're right though. You're right, Dylan. They're like live. You know, I was like, wow, yeah. For like live, I marked out for a little bit.
Yeah, because everyone thought
I marked
that it
out the
wasn't
moment I
gonna
heard
be
the
there.
noise.
Yeah.
I was just like, there's a chance he could be here. And you were like, nah, he ain't gonna be here.
I didn't think so either.
Both of you were like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. And then it happened, and I was like, fuck yes.
Well, I didn't think the other thing that happened would happen either, but my other moment of happiness.
Yeah, we'll,
But that's
we'll
a
talk,
little bit later.
We'll talk about that.
What dropped? Oh, we had, it was the Joe
Joe and
match.
Cesaro. It ended way differently than I thought.
That's the match of the night.
It was very
'Cause-
good.
I think that was like one of the only true matches that happened.
Well, I guess you
Other
just
than
keep-
Roman and Ziggler
yeah.
might have been close.
The Joe and Cesaro like going to a double count out. I was like,
Like
I didn't
you
buy
wanted
it
to
because
happen.
like I mean somebody had to go into the next round, but now it's what a heel on heel, right? Joe against McIntyre, correct? It's going to get that way.
Well,
Unless they push Ricochet.
technically, though, Joe is a face at this moment.
Because
I thought
he
he
helped
would,
out.
Well, SmackDown, he went and said, "I don't forgive you fans for not believing me" or some nonsense
For
like that.
for the attacking. The
Yeah, that's it.
True.
alleged attack of.
So I don't know. On Raw, he was a face.
I mean, he's got
SmackDown
a,
is
he's got
a
a
heel.
legitimate gripe, though, because he's pissed off at the fact that they're automatically assuming that he attacked him.
Good, so
And
say
we're
heel, though.
speaking of automatically assuming, we're automatically assuming McIntyre is going to win.
See, I think
should.
that he should be the king of the ring.
Ricochet will be over no matter what he does in the first round.
Well,
McIntyre might not.
You know why I want McIntyre to win?
So then that means Ricochet and AJ will have a third match?
No, I don't need to see Ricochet and Samoa Joe again. I want to see Samoa Joe and
Samoa Joe and
McIntyre.
McIntyre's going to be hard hitting.
Two horses.
It's
I
gonna be
actually
great.
want to see that. I've seen what Joe and Ricochet can do.
That's true. That was a good match, though. That match was probably match of the night. There was only one botch in there.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that,
And then they hit the move immediately after that.
which that's fine. I like when they did that.
Well, it's better than like trying to improvise in a way that makes it look even worse.
There was when SmackDown was being pre-taped before it went live. A Test was in a match with somebody. I forget who.
Rip. Rip test, rip.
And he did his pump handle slam onto a table, but the table broke or something like that. So they just got up and did it again, and they got edited in I guess in production. And so like when you see these botches now, it's like at least it's not that bad. They can still recover from it.
Yeah,
Even
that
I
one
mean,
wasn't
we'll,
bad.
we'll say the same. We'll talk about the same as anyone later, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't that bad. They just played it off. Although you can just look at it and go, okay, he didn't get him up the first time, but then he muscled him up the second
I'll
time.
say, and I will bring up the same as Zayn one. We'll talk about it later too. But comparing the two, the Zayn one's worse.
Yeah.
The Zayn one was way worse.
Because at least there's some muscular, like you had some power ability. You had to use
Yeah.
a certain amount of force. The Zayn one, you just got to get the spot. Like
Yeah. And technically, Zayn should have said "fuck it," just threw his fucking feet down, and then come back and do it
Just
again.
make it look like it was a
Yeah, like he
plan,
blocked
like,
it.
yeah.
You know, and just come back and do it again if you're able
But
to.
you guys know what time it is?
It's time to talk about the U.S. title match that shouldn't have happened.
No, it's time for a commercial break in our new segment, the weekly Chris Benoit update. Anybody got anything for Chris Benoit?
He's still
Last
dead.
I heard is that we talked about him earlier, but I think he's still dead.
Cool.
Cesaro did a
Still dead.
crossface, aka Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit tribute.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's the Chris Benoit tribute from
3 seconds of
Cesaro.
silence.
And we're back. All right,
Yeah.
U.S. title match. AJ Styles and Braun Strowman, if you can call it the U.S.
I'm
title
glad
match.
Styles did not drop the belt.
That would have been so terrible.
Unfortunate to what happens at the end of the show.
We'll talk about that.
We'll
Talk about
grumble,
that.
grumble.
So this wasn't really a match at all.
No, it was
To be
like
honest.
It was an angle.
it was like 2 minutes.
It
maybe?
was an angle to set up the main event of the show.
Correct.
And it was like 2-minute match, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And they did the backstage segment, and Seth Rollins was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get this match official for the tag team titles." I'm just like, wait, I understand the match happening, but I don't understand how anything that happened deserves a title shot.
Yeah, no, I didn't think so either. I didn't
The whole
think it
reason
deserved it.
the whole reason Strowman was even in the U.S. title match was because Styles said he was gonna give him a match.
Correct.
So like all of this doesn't make any sense
No, it
as far
doesn't.
as.
I mean, it
that.
saved AJ's title though.
I mean, there's still that.
Other than that, didn't do nothing good.
We're the only OC club fucking supporters in the entire crowd.
Yeah, everyone's like,
no, there's not one little kid, like 3
Oh
years
yeah, there was a little kid in the other
he
AJ
couldn't make up
Styles
his mind
shirt.
though.
No, when the match ended, he kept going like this.
Yeah, he kept going down.
The kid
thumbs
that couldn't
down.
make up their mind was the one behind me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that kid was
The,
like,
the
"I don't
little
know
girl
what
was
I
like, "The club sucks." Like,
I'll tell you what though, I'm going. I mean, we can talk about later during the tag match, but like the pop, the heat that the Gallows and Anderson were getting, I thought was great.
Oh yeah,
It was really good. I liked it a lot.
like the heat of the club, or the OC, I guess I'll call them now because that's their official name. And then just the pop at the end was also,
Yeah.
even
that was
though
really
we
good.
didn't pop, but.
Yeah, well.
Nah, we didn't pop, but that's because we didn't want that result.
So what took place after that U.S. title match? Was it the New Day match?
Yeah, we had your
New Day.
New Day and Revival match.
And
Again,
this is-
another match to set up an angle. So.
Well, the angle for this one was good.
Oh yeah, I know,
Yes.
because you're an Orton, like an Orton.
I'm
Mark.
just say Mark.
You're an
I'm
Orton guy.
Mark.
You're an Orton guy.
Yeah, because we went to SmackDown. I was like, Orton's a SmackDown superstar a couple years back, and he was in a video package. So
Where
it's
he burnt down Bray Wyatt's
never
house.
got to see him do anything live, and he hit some, or I guess they sold the RKO as well, because he never hits RKOs.
Yeah, he did a couple. He did a flapjack with the Revival and turned into an RKO.
That was nice.
The
That was really good.
the 3D RKO.
Yeah, pretty much.
3D RKO.
You're
So possible,
seeing the RKO in 3D.
possible legacy, whatever they'll rename it, something else. But you know,
Well, it could just be legacy to really spike Cody.
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Hilarious.
Yeah, like Legacy 2.0, updated, new and improved, and Cody be like, I don't. Give
I
a
like
shit.
how I started that match by chanting the buried, and then they ended up aligning with Randy Orton at the end. I'm like, oh.
They're not
okay.
buried anymore. I mean, like
You can't
Orton
exactly
is Orton's one of those guys who the company loves. We were talking about that earlier.
That's true.
No matter how many times he does lines of cocaine,
The
Hey, whatever's
OC
changing.
legacy.
he was like suspended twice for failing drug tests for cocaine.
That's what I heard.
3 times?
3. Oh, geez.
Yeah, he's one of the.
Well, there was one
It was
time it was weed.
It was before
So he's tied with Jeff Hardy.
Oh God.
We already buried Jeff Hardy.
It was before. It was before they initiated the 3 strikes you're out.
Well, he had 3 since the 3 strikes, but he
Yeah.
got 1 removed for
Yeah.
being fucking Orton.
Yeah, for being the golden boy that no other wrestling company can have. Because they were
I hate to
mean
burst
a
your
lot.
bubble though, man. I still think Kofi's going over Orton. So,
Well,
but it doesn't make any difference.
I
to Orton.
only thought if Orton was going to win, I only thought he was going to go over at SummerSlam. After
Right.
what they did at SummerSlam, I don't think he's going to go over.
Well, he-
Not with him ending both last SmackDown and this Raw,
Yeah, putting these guys in their
RKOing
faces.
everybody.
And hey,
The,
in 2004 he beat someone.
Oh, you know
Voldemort.
that banking character, the name that shall not be spoken. Oh wait,
It was Voldemort.
The Chris Benoit.
Chris
Oh,
Jericho?
I'm sorry. I thought you meant Voldemort.
Oh,
I thought you meant Chris Masters.
Oh, Jericho. Was
Chris
there.
Nowinski. Remember him?
I went to Harvard.
Chris Candido. Chris
Chris
Candido.
Candido.
Remember him?
Damn. Chris Canyon.
So I'm also going to do a little hot take, and is that this is the start of the New Day is starting to break up because Kofi is obviously, or Orton's targeting New Day members despite Kofi, and then I think eventually Woods will turn on Kofi and they'll go their separate ways, and who knows how it'll all play out. But
it's weird because I feel what you're saying, but it was like what 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
They were
somebody
playing
was trying
the same things. They
somebody
were
was
doing
trying.
The Wyatt family.
Yeah, because when the Wyatt family was doing their feud with the New Day, they kept making Xavier act
Woods.
oh
Exactly.
yeah, I hated that.
He was acting weird, and they thought he was gonna turn, and they
because
just
he would like control him, mind control, whatever.
He
what
like
the
hypnotized
hell?
them or some nonsense like that. I hated that.
They tried to do this before, and I'm glad they didn't do it then. And if they do it now,
Now it's time.
it makes sense. Well, if they want to,
But what would they do for the tag division?
like I
Well,
said,
they'll bring other people up hopefully by then.
like I said, I think it's gonna be a mix of what you said and what I said. I don't think Xavier Woods and Big E are gonna break up.
Kofi will say, "I'm done."
No, I think they're gonna turn on him for
That'd
stealing
be
all the spotlight of the group.
That'd be cool. don't
Yeah,
get me wrong.
especially now that Woods is going to play up the leg injury.
Go around up, up, down, down.
All right, that was really weird because watching it live, it felt like something was wrong because Orton couldn't get fucking
Kofi in place.
get it set up, and I was like, what is going on?
I thought he was gonna scream, "Stupid, stupid."
It felt like a
stupid."
commercial break, to be honest.
Maybe it was.
No way to go to commercial.
They
during a
wouldn't go to
beatdown. I know we
commercial
were
during-
joking about that. There's
That'd
no
be
way that they
hilarious.
go to commercial during a beatdown
But
like that.
yeah, but Orton holding Kofi's face, like, watch this shit.
He probably had him
That
by
was
his braids
great.
too, right?
Yeah.
It probably had him by his
That was
braids.
Great.
Yeah, so
Like-
I think, and of course Big E's taking a nap, so
Can we complain about how much SmackDown-related storylines took place on Raw?
A lot.
some good shit with the wild card roll.
Wild card.
Even though they
You
say
people.
it's not a thing, or they're gonna make it not a thing again. They just stopped saying wild card rule, and it's like people just.
I haven't
think
heard it in a few weeks.
Everybody just thinks they're one show now, basically.
Well, yeah, but then, what the hell are they gonna do when they go to Fox for SmackDown and Fox wants separate brands?
That's probably when.
Not long from now, is it?
No, it's October, the same week as when AEW debuts. 2
Yeah.
days after AEW's first show is SmackDown's first show.
I want to say they're trying to get the ratings up so they have all their good guys, but they're shooting themselves in the foot by not getting guys over besides the top guys.
WWE did something smart. This is off topic, but it's something else that also got announced today. They announced NXT for Wednesday nights,
Mhm.
but they announced it 2 weeks prior to AEW's television debut. So if people start watching NXT on Wednesday nights before AEW starts, they might keep watching NXT
I only have one issue with
instead
that,
of watching
though.
AEW.
I thought they were supposed to announce that on Raw,
That's what it said on the preview.
and they did not announce it on Raw.
No, the tweet went live at like 5.
Unless they fucking said something on the actual broadcast.
Yeah,
Probably.
there'd be something on the Titantron or something.
Michael Cole's fucking telling us shit, and we don't want to hear him.
I want to know what happened between trying to negotiate that with Fox, though. Because
Yeah,
they were originally
what?
trying to do it on Fox on Wednesday nights
Yeah,
on
they were trying to do it
FS1.
on
Yeah,
FS1.
it fell through somehow. I don't
And
know.
now USA loses SmackDown, but they gain NXT. So what did they really lose?
Well, to be fair,
It
at that
depends.
point,
It depends on who's
USA
running it.
must have offered a way more money.
And also USA gets a primetime spots back on Friday nights for whatever new shows they host. 'Cause they've had some good shows in the past too.
Yeah, like that. What was that one comedy that they had about the fire rescuers?
I have no idea.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't remember
but
what it
I
was called, but it was good. Or like Burn Notice was pretty
That's
good.
what I was
Oh,
going to say.
Burn Notice is great.
I own all 7 seasons and the Fall of Sam Max movie.
Oh yeah, that's great. I've watched all that.
But
Yeah.
what else? What happened after the New
Alexa,
Day?
Alexa Bliss
Oh,
and
yeah.
Nikki Cross.
Because
beat,
we went and got beer, and then the tag team champions.
They-
came.
Yep.
They
'cause,
beat,
you went
they
to.
beat Fire and
'cause
Desire.
Yeah, we went and got beer.
We were getting beer and we heard the music. So and then we came back and they had a long commercial about something and then I think you said just don't play the music again. And then sure enough, it comes back on.
And I
It's like it makes
really-
you wonder. Like these guys are standing in the ring for like 5 minutes. Now, of
Well,
course,
well,
we know
okay,
live. We know what happens live. They
what?
do things with the crowd, all that. It's
Yeah, what
fine.
happened? It was the fan of the. It was the sign of the
Sign.
night.
They
and
did
like
like 15 of them.
yeah, and like half of them were Alexa Bliss, and she's standing in the ring, and it's like
Yeah,
I
she's
wanna-
probably like all happy.
I want
Good for her. She should be happy.
I just think it would be weird to
She's
like
looking good.
hear, especially if you're playing a character, because like your name's not Alexa Bliss, but it's
I
like,
think the lights were low. I don't think anybody saw her.
yeah, but I just think it's weird. Like if you're in the ring just listening to it, it was
Alexa-
weird to watch.
Alexa Bliss, marry my stepdad.
Like it was weird to watch when they were showing it in the first when it, yeah.
Very much stepdad.
When it was Roman Reigns in the ring for the first video package, and he's sitting there watching his own video package, I think that would be weird.
Yeah,
It
no,
is.
I would hate to watch myself.
I mean, in case he wasn't there for the past 3 episodes of SmackDown and Raw, and
Better he's
called
too
the day.
high to remember them.
I hate those fucking review videos, except for on pay-per-view. Pay-per-view, when you do the video package before the match,
Yeah, of course.
that helps, that's fine. But
Yeah.
like every single week, here's what happened.
Well, because they show way too many of them. That's
Well,
why.
actually, let's do it like this. Going back to the Bray Wyatt segment and the Fiend. They literally came back from commercial
It showed the exact same
and
thing.
replayed the entire
In case somebody
thing.
just tuned in, you know.
In case you weren't here like 3 minutes ago.
Well, hey, I'll give that one a pass because that was cool as fuck.
It was. Like, I can rewatch that shit. I've rewatched the SummerSlam entrance, that whole segment, like
Yeah, we
4 or
will.
5 times.
Jared the
Yowie
King
Wowie,
Lawler's
bitch.
head will be the
Yowie
next
Wowie.
fucking lantern.
Lantern?
Those lanterns are cool, though.
Jared the King Lawler's head will be the next lantern. That or Finn Balor's.
Oh, I see.
I don't
so
even know about
whenever,
that.
So whenever he takes somebody down, is this lantern going to be the head of the person he took
It'd
down?
be cool if it was.
That would be very cool if it was.
It was creepy as fuck that it was his head. And
Well,
he's, like,
because
holding his own
because that's his alter ego, so he
And
he
he-
killed it.
cut it in half with a chainsaw.
So then Finn Balor's got to be next.
Well, oh, that's right. But we haven't seen a lantern yet.
What was that video? It's one of the things you clicked on YouTube before we recorded the
Yeah,
podcast
the
before
Firefly
Raw.
Funhouse
They,
box.
they literally had Bray Wyatt as his Mr. Rogers character promoting this Firefly Funhouse box that I think you can buy on WWEshop.com.
Yeah, it's got like stickers and shit in
He's
it.
talking about all this shit. It's all directed at kids, but it's like because it's the character that he is, it's still got that creepy tone to it.
Yeah, it's got the creepy vibe because he
It's like,
was.
and we got sticker. It's just like, oh
Yeah, and
my
then he's like,
God.
we got cutouts that you can use either with scissors or maybe even a chainsaw.
But ask your parents first.
Yeah.
To use scissors or chainsaws.
And then he has like the pictures of like the painting he made and the painting on the wall of Abigail, and he's like, here's horrible reminders of my past.
Like that guy's like a super like happy, like here's horrible reminders of my past.
Has there been any of those? Because the past 2 Raws, I haven't seen the Firefly
No,
House.
I think that was like the newest. That was the newest one he did. Was that one?
Well, and that was just one for the YouTube channel.
Because since he started showing up on the show,
He's done.
they
hasn't done
haven't
any of
had
that.
those except for that particular one, which was on the
no,
YouTube
he did the
channel.
ones back to Balor, but other than that, he hasn't did any new
Oh yeah,
ones.
because when he popped back up about talking about having a match, like when Balor accepted the challenge, he popped up in the Firefly.
Yeah, he would do the Firefly Funhouse back to Balor, but that was it. He wasn't like actually doing
But if they
episodes again.
obviously if they keep both of those things going,
Great.
it'll be good.
I
It'll
love
be really
it.
good.
I love the character. I love everything about it.
I loved it from the first Firefly Funhouse. I didn't need to
It's
see anything else.
It's still got to get a little bit more involved for me to see what's going on. But it's Bray motherfucking Wyatt, so
I think I fully committed to it. I think it was the 3rd or 4th episode, the one where the Fiend finally showed up.
Yeah.
Once they showed the altar side and what he looked like that, I was like, yep, I'm in. I'm all in. I love everything about that.
do you think he's going to pull like a Mick Foley kind of deal where he'll be the Fiend for a little bit and he'll turn face, quote unquote, and be the
Hopefully
Mr.
not.
Rogers guy?
I don't think that's what's going to happen, but being Mr. Rogers guy, I do think will happen. But I don't think it's going to be like...
It won't be like 2 different characters, is
No.
what you're saying. Okay.
I don't see it being like Balor and Demon Balor.
Well, I mean,
Right.
it could be.
As
That'd
far
be
as
kind of interesting.
I think as far as matches go, I think when he shows up for matches, it's going to be that.
Well, if you do matches though, and you're doing matches that he's gonna lose, then he could be regular guy. But if that's the
same
he's
thing.
gonna win, then it's gotta be.
No, but that
Fiend.
gimmick's already used by Finn Balor.
That's what I was going to say. It's the same thing
I
that
agree
Balor
with you.
does.
Well, what if
I
he
would
only
say the-
uses the Fiend if he's serious?
I would use the Mr. Rogers character for pretty much everything leading into the feud. I'm gonna
Minus
get-
when it's serious.
Well, I'd use him for pretty much everything, and then when the match comes around, the Fiend comes out and they do the thing.
Yeah.
Because he can talk the Fiend up in his overly happy, but still
Hey
Yeah.
guys,
eerily creepy.
this Fiend is gonna kill
But
you.
but you don't foresee him coming down like twice in the Royal Rumble.
No,
as one or the other.
no.
I don't see
Okay,
the Fiend
okay.
participating in a Royal
I didn't think
Rumble.
so either. It was just I just wanted to
Oh
ask
my
the question.
god, that would just imagine that the Fiend
But-
comes out number 30 and just kills
I-
whoever number
no.
29 is. And throws
I
him
know,
over.
I know the entrance though, because it's gonna be what happened tonight. If he ever is in a Rumble, it's gonna be that loud pop noise. All the lights are gonna go out, and he's just gonna pop up in the ring.
And you should like throw out like 3 guys.
And there'll be like
right and
10
right.
people in the ring, because it'll be like right at that time where the monster usually comes in and eliminates half of the match.
Yeah, or even better, one guy's in the ring who is like, well, I would say Finn Balor for example. Lights pop off, and then all that stuff happens, and he comes out, throws Balor out within like about a minute, and then the next guy comes out, throws him out. Like Kevin Nash did that. I think CM Punk did that once, where like, Austin did it like once, where he's the only guy in the ring. He's just throwing guys out for like about 20 minutes.
We're talking about ridiculous stuff about the Royal Rumble for a second. It has nothing to do, but I want to laugh, and it's funny to me that Maven once eliminated the Undertaker.
Oh, I
from the
saw
Royal
it.
Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys asked me for it, but hey.
Like, just wanted to bring that up because we're talking about Rumbles.
Yeah.
But like, oh,
I got a good story about that actually.
well, fuck it, we got to kill some time.
The night before, that night, Undertaker was planning that spot with Maven. They're talking about it, and he's like, yo, I got to get some color. Undertaker goes, all right, you're going to take some Tylenol? And he goes, I can't, I'm allergic to Tylenol.
Oh, shit.
Undertaker's like, all right, fine. You're going to drink fucking whiskey with me.
So it's just like
You're drinking
Just thin the
JD
blood
with
out.
me then, to thin that blood,
Make
and
it
then
wrong.
you're going to fucking bleed.
Wow.
Because then they fucking eliminated him and came back and beat the shit out of him.
He did.
Yeah, he threw him in the fucking
I think they
popcorn
went
machine.
through. Yeah, they went through the concession area, threw him through the popcorn machine.
But yeah, and that's speaking of the Royal Rumble, that's where, because I think that's what this whole thing about Balor and Wyatt and why Balor wasn't the Demon is because Balor's taking time off. Everybody knew it, so they weren't going to give it away. And plus, they can build this. I want to see promos of the Demon and the Fiend,
Just imagine what's going to happen, though.
which I think is going to be WrestleMania. I really
It's
do.
a long way away, though.
Well, with Balor's gone for 4 months, he comes back at the Royal Rumble, brings it back.
It's 2 months, yeah.
That's WrestleMania season right there.
Fair enough.
True. But just imagine this, though. Like, the Fiend is actually in the Royal Rumble. There's like 10 dudes in the ring. Fiend pops up. As soon as the music, as soon as the fucking lights come back on, all 10 people just throw themselves out. He wins.
That'd be weird.
Huh.
Speaking of why Michael Cole could single-handedly ruin this character, he always goes, "It's Bray Wyatt's the Fiend," or "the Fiend Bray Wyatt." Like he's always got to say, like, just call him the Fiend. You don't gotta say Bray Wyatt.
He's gotta say something. He's always gotta say something.
He doesn't have
My
to say
eyes
Bray
just
Wyatt.
Is it really this person?
Like, no, it's fucking Kurt Hawkins is gonna pop up when the lights come back on.
Dude, they should do that to troll us one time.
Kurt Hawkins.
All right, so
Kurt Hawkins.
the last thing we talked about from Raw, we're gonna move back to that.
Alexa and Nick.
There
Nikki
was,
Cross.
there was Alexa and Nikki beating Fire and
Did
Desire.
that
which was
move
good.
right back into Sami Zayn and Cedric Alexander?
After that,
Yeah, that
yeah.
match was a shame.
Oh wait, oh no, well, yes, it was that first. That could have been really good.
Just-
It
that
should
was
have
a shame.
could have been.
And then Sami Zayn went on a fucking, actually kind of cool angry temper tantrum afterwards.
He should have fucking kicked that dude in the pink shirt.
For a second, I thought he was gonna punch that.
His leg was
fan.
over the barrier. I was like,
I
oh.
was like, wait a minute, he
Interesting.
actually
Interesting.
went over the barrier.
Yeah, he should have kicked that dude's ass.
Hey, this guy's got the hemp championship.
Can we steal it from him? Dude, go out there and pin him, Albert.
But
24/7 rule.
No way. The
It's
hemp
the
belt. I
actual
want the
one,
hemp
too.
belt. That thing's stupid.
Yeah, it costs $400.
Yeah, go pin-
$400.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
go-
still the same price.
Go
He
pin
was
him.
he was in the merch line when we were.
Yeah, go pin him, bro.
But,
I can't do it.
24/7
You
style.
first. You first. Show me how
What's
it's
going on
done.
here? Yeah, next thing you know, the cops are rolling up in the parking garage like, whoop.
Nah, as long as you just roll him up. You can't punch him.
But fucking, yeah, so that match was very disappointing. And we already
Yeah.
we kind of covered
Yeah,
the
it
botch.
was. The botch was pretty bad.
Yep. We say just block it, throw the feet away, and then try to work it back in if you can.
But then we had the Natalia thing.
Segment.
Because we got to go back, because they did do the interview with
Sasha.
Sasha
I didn't-
Banks,
yeah.
but we were getting beer.
Yeah.
We heard it.
Becky.
Apparently, well, Becky's promo was before
That was
Jerry
at the start of
Lawler's
the show.
thing. That was before Jerry Lawler's thing.
Yeah.
Because they were originally supposed to have an interview in the ring, and then they did that away. So Sasha did her little interview, and I guess she was all like, I'm back, hey, oh, I'm back, blah, blah, blah.
I'm back, bitches.
And then they did the Natalia thing, like, how dare she act like this, blah, blah, blah,
My
blah.
dad died a year ago.
And
okay.
keeps bringing up that her dad died, and
Yeah, why do you need to keep bringing that up?
and then, yeah, Sasha beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, I just got okay, so there's like 3 different occasions where like Rey Mysterio did one, and Natalia did
that
one,
was the next thing I was going to say
and
next.
everyone's like, yeah, man, my dad died.
The Rey Mysterio...
Ugh, the acting is so horrible.
The Rey Mysterio, I'm going to take my mask off and then probably
Well,
retire.
you can barely
thing.
even fucking hear Dominic talking.
No, that's where I was getting at. It's like Ray's like, oh, I'm going to take my... Like, oh, WWE's going to take Ray's mask off? Like, actually have him take his
That
mask
one
off?
dude who chirped up, that was hilarious. You've done it before. Oh wait, no, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, you want to be
It was-
the first
Oh
time.
no, didn't someone say Jericho did it
I
better?
did. That was
Yeah,
me.
that was you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I yelled Jericho did it better because he was talking about how Andrade took his mask off. But Jericho did it better because
I thought-
he was bleeding with half a
Yeah.
mask.
I thought Eddie Guerrero did it, but I guess I'm wrong.
No, Eddie Guerrero
he
did
did.
the bleeding half the mask.
Oh,
Jericho
yeah,
just
Jericho
took it
took the
straight
thing
off.
off.
So did Del Rio, actually.
The funny thing about having, there's a whole conversation about the Dominic thing. I brought it up because when Dominic showed up, it's like, anybody remember when the Eddie and Ray had a ladder match for the custody of Dominic?
Yep, that was great.
Me.
That was
Yeah,
like
you were there.
SummerSlam 05.
That was SummerSlam 05.
Yeah, that was.
He was there live.
I didn't
How-
even realize when I
I
brought
don't
it.
even remember the match.
It was.
to be honest
It's
with you.
actually a good 20-minute ladder match. And
Albert, how was that show in general?
it.
05. I remember 2 matches:
Which matches do you remember?
Hogan.
Matt Hardy and Edge, and Hogan and Michaels.
Do you remember Benoit and Jordan?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Ben White. Fucking old.
My memory's not the best, but those are the 2 matches that stood out to me. So
All right, so then how do you feel about doing a watch along with us on
Or
SummerSlam
like
05?
our review. We're gonna do some review shows. At
did you
some
just say
point.
Benoit?
Benoit was against Jordan, man.
Yeah, he had a match against. He went from facing Orton. For
He's
the world-
alive?
Oh no.
2005, man, 2005.
Oh.
No, it's not.
God, get your head
2005.
together, Albert. Yeah,
Damn
yeah,
it.
no problem. Watch along, it's fine.
Yeah, because we're gonna try
Yeah,
to have
we're
a
gonna do
second
old
series.
school
too.
reviews.
We're gonna try, but it's hard enough to get these podcasts up right now.
SummerSlam 05 is gonna be one we'll do, and we want you to be a special guest for that because you were there. You
have
can
a
tell us the atmosphere.
personal experience.
Okay.
Where were you sitting in that event, by the way? Were you
Um,
sitting close? Were you sitting in the decks, or what's up?
No, we were way back up at the top. The Verizon Center was it's about the size of this place, but we were up towards the top. You can see the ring really good. You can see everything. So it was like the view we had tonight.
So did you end up collecting a JBL dollar?
I did not. It
So-
was no way money was getting up that far.
It's funny, going back to you not remembering Rey Mysterio and Eddie. I'll try to refresh your memory. So Ray's down, basically out. Eddie's at the top of the ladder. Eddie's at the top of the ladder. He's about to grab the briefcase. Dominic runs in there, little fucking 10-year-old, tiny fucking kid. Swear to God.
Oh, he shakes the ladder.
yeah, he shakes the ladder like pushes them
Get
over.
out of here!
And I'm just like, all I think about now when I see like this big ass fucking big man do choke slam like character now.
Little guy shake ladder.
And now it's little guy shake ladder, but big guy do choke slam. He's got this like weird tattoo. I'm like, last time I remember seeing you on TV, other than like a few weeks ago,
Yeah,
was when he was
no.
this little blonde fucking kid in the ring,
Shaking
thinking
the
Eddie,
ladder.
being told that you need to pretend to be Eddie Guerrero's son because Ray and his wife couldn't have kids or some shit was the storyline. So like,
Something
I'm
like
your
that.
poppy came from this, which
I'm
is
your
great.
poppy.
That was great.
But wait, you gotta remind Albert of the end.
Yeah, the end.
The ending is when fucking Eddie Guerrero's at the top of the ladder, Rey Mysterio's down on the ground, ladder's rung is posted against his neck. Vicky Guerrero's got the cue to come out there. It's her time. And he's standing up there. Eddie's like fucking around with the hook because he knows he's supposed to lose.
Or it's a lot
and
of
he's
match
screaming,
cancels.
"Where the fuck is Vicky?"
Oh, she missed her cue.
They fucking got.
So then he
Oh,
fell
man.
over. They had
But-
to redo that spot, and Vicky had to come out and save the match.
If I
Oh. man.
remember correctly from the Dominic Ray thing tonight, did they form a tag team?
Yeah, they did.
I thought I don't know what they said, but I heard you guys mentioning it like once or twice.
What it kind of, because you couldn't understand
They
Dominic.
they formed a tag team because Dominic
Right.
was very quiet,
just
but
like-
at the same time he goes,
Don't retire.
I want to tell my
Yeah,
my
he said-
kids that I teamed up with their grandpa.
Yeah, that's what I remember
There you
hearing.
go.
Out of the like fucking 3 minutes he was talking, that's what the only line I remember hearing
Yeah,
him say.
because all you could hear is like,
It's like,
like,
somebody
just
get a
like
mic in there. Where's the boom guy?
yeah, like how come we can hear Ray but we can't hear you?
Like Ray had a fine promo. Or is
Yeah, we thought he was gonna
Long-winded
fucking
and-
retire at
yeah.
first.
dumb.
Man.
I don't like it when they speak for too long. Dolph Ziggler did it. Ray did it.
Elias.
Natalia did
I mean,
it.
do you really need to get your
Elias
Elias
did it.
tried
You
to
think
play
it-
a song.
I don't know what that staticky shit was. Was that fake or was that supposed to be something that? Well, I'm sorry, and also I'm dumb. I was there, I saw it, but like, was that Booker T in there with him doing the 24/7 cash, or was it R-Truth?
It's R-Truth.
Okay.
I said it was true from the beginning, and then you thought the other guy was Maverick, but the other
It was
guy was just a
referee.
Well,
referee.
it technically could have been because that dude was short as fuck.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. I said it was truth because I wanted to see an R-Truth segment.
See, and I thought it could be Drake Maverick just because of what happened on the YouTube channel.
It's just weird that this is the first time where there's somebody who is, I guess,
defending.
I can't even
guess.
say.
He escaped.
I can't even say what I'm gonna
Is that
say,
what
but
you- oh.
I was gonna say competent as a 24/7 champion. 'cause
Elias?
He kicked out 3 different times. Every other time
very
this
true.
shit
Including
happened,
moves, not just roll-ups, but moves.
Yeah, he
like,
kicked out to the fucking scissors kick.
it was roll up, scissors kick. Every time that this title is, for the most part, changing hands, like, oh, caught off guard, roll up, 1, 2, 3. Like,
Yeah, especially that time in the hotel room.
there's the hotel room, Jinder Mahal on the plane,
That was
Jinder
hilarious.
Mahal on the shitter.
Jinder Mahal on the golf course. Well, that was our truth on the golf course by Jinder Mahal.
The time that
The OBGYN thing was hilarious. So.
yeah, the OBGYN, Maria saying she's gonna kick Mike Kanellis in the vagina.
Open this door! I'm gonna kick you in the vagina, or whatever the fuck it was.
That's exactly what she said. Except for she said it all pissed off.
Like, nobody's gonna pin a pregnant champion.
Oh,
Pregnant champion!
Open this door right now,
That's actually
Mike,
the title of like 2 podcasts ago.
or I'm gonna kick
Pregnant
you
champion.
right in the vagina.
I think I called it Pregnant Champion and AEW TV is what I called that.
And then I think you put CM Punk ?
I might have put that in there.
CM Punk. CM
Because
Punk.
that's gonna get us views.
It's funny. I forgot what they just trademarked. I don't know if it's true. 'Cause I didn't actually.
Oh my god, I know what you're saying.
I didn't actually go to it, but there's a story that says AEW trademarked Wednesday Night Wars or Wednesday Night War.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No,
You're not talking about
no.
what I'm thinking.
They trademarked Wednesday Night War or Wednesday Night Wars, whatever, because of the whole NXT thing. And if you go to the website right now, it shows like some sort of like CM Punk shit.
What website?
The
Wednesday
AEW.
Night Wars.
I was
Oh,
saying AEWs.
Yeah, so like weirdly, again, I stand adamantly by it, and I'll do it because the preview show is next week's episode.
CM Punk.
Next week's podcast
What,
is the preview show for.
What's their show gonna be called?
Right now, it's AEW on TNT.
Fair
It's Revolution.
Yeah, they trademarked that, but as every time they announce the show, like when they announce the next venue, they
Yeah.
always say this like 10:30 for AEW
Yeah,
on
they
it.
confirmed that it's gonna. Tony Khan confirmed that it's gonna be
I'm
called
just saying,
Revolution.
every time that they post on Twitter
Yeah,
and
no,
Facebook,
they say
including
on
yesterday,
Twitter, yes.
including yesterday when they announced the shows, continues to say AEW on TNT.
But it's
I
gonna be
can't
called
wait.
Revolution.
That's
gonna be
that's
good.
better than AEW on TNT. Every time I hear
That's
this
better
on
than
TNT,
Thursday Night Dynamite.
That's like
Wednesday
NBA on
night.
TNT
Or Wednesday night
or
Dynamite.
Yeah, it's the same
MLB
thing.
on TNT.
that is still one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. During the NBA Finals on TNT, they promoted AEW Double or Nothing.
Same thing was when you go
Good
to
for
a
them.
movie theater, you can actually see AEW Double or Nothing from
Yeah,
too.
TNT, Turner Broadcasting, and all that owns some movie theaters around the country.
Yeah.
So they're promoting
They're
AEW.
promoting
at,
AEW on
shit.
there.
It's like AEW coming to TNT if you're a wrestling fan.
Fuck, man.
So the TV main event.
There were 3 main events today, by the way.
Well,
See, I'll give the last match, the TV main event, credit.
it was good.
It was a good
It
match.
was really good, but I didn't like the winners.
No.
I didn't like I would have been perfectly fine with the winners if they didn't do the. We're going to be opponents, but we're going to team up and win the tag belt
Yeah,
story.
blast-
Well, especially because backstage they're talking, and Braun just keeps looking at the Universal title, and Ron's like, "No, don't focus on that belt. Focus on the tag belt."
It's going
And
to
for
be.
what reason? What do you need tag belts for?
I feel like it's going to be exactly like, not exactly because of the way they lost the title, but kind of exactly like WrestleMania 23.
Shawn
'Cause
Michaels and
when
John
they had
Cena.
Shawn Michaels and John Cena at WrestleMania 23, they were still the tag team champions when they had that match. They lost them in the second of 2 10-man battle royals to the Hardys on Monday night, the day after. Because
Yeah,
Shawn threw John Cena over after they won the first match.
Well, and that's when they were throwing. Wasn't it like 10 team
Yeah,
battle
yeah.
royals, and they fucking put like random ass teams. I think like Morrison teamed up with like Kenny Dykstra.
I think the best part about that was they won the first match, and then the second match started, and Shawn's like, "Fuck this," and immediately threw John Cena over the ring, like over the ropes, and they walked.
Wait, was it immediately though? I thought it was after it was a couple of teams
No.
left because the Hardys won it, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
did throw him over.
I'm just saying, like, he's like, "No, I'm out."
Yeah, if you're gonna do that spot, you gotta do it when there's no hardly any teams in there, so everybody sees it.
But then remember this too, guys. A couple weeks after that, or was it maybe the week after that? Cena and fucking Michaels had that match on Raw in London that was an hour long.
John Cena and Shawn Michaels 3 or 2, because they never had the third match.
Yeah, because that was an hour long. Literally, they cut Randy Orton and Edge off the card.
Was it Iron Man match or just?
No,
No,
it's
it was
just,
just
they
a regular match on
the-
Raw.
And this was still when there were 2 hours. The match started at 9 o'clock and it went all the way until 10:05.
Yeah, it went to the past the runtime.
It's one of the best matches on Raw. Like Shelton Benjamin and Shawn Michaels was one of the best matches on Raw.
Well, Shawn Michaels' matches with almost anybody are gonna
Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin, though, that match is like, it's a great match, don't get me wrong. But the reason everybody thinks it's so great is because of the ending. Because they had never seen that before.
It was one of the originating versions of springboard into finishing moves.
Springboard into Sweet Chin
Because
music.
he springboarded into the Sweet Chin music.
And then Michaels did that with The Undertaker. So,
Well, Undertaker never did a springboard into the Sweet Chin music.
Shit.
but Michaels springboarded into the Tombstone.
Yeah, Michaels did.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a few years later that they did the RKO off the top rope.
Yeah.
2006 to Carlito.
Yeah, and they did it again at SummerSlam, and that's when I still thought the match was good.
They did that this year.
But like that was literally 10 seconds later, the match was shit because he rolled out of the ring, and then
also Trish and Charlotte was a great match at SummerSlam, which we forgot to mention earlier.
Cough, cough.
Cough, cough.
Cough, cough. We forgot.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Got to bring it up. Nobody.
AEW.
One of the only people that fucking watches this whole podcast is on the podcast this week.
Oh, great! I can listen to myself talk.
To be fair, you're gonna promote the shit out of this, Albert.
Now I'm gonna do what I can.
Hey, would you like a nickname?
Well, since he won't call me my nickname, he's called me my name twice already.
What's your nickname?
I go by Legend.
Oh, right, from this. Gotcha.
Well, it's actually from my gaming channel.
Would you like a nickname, Albert?
Sure.
What would you like your nickname to be?
You have to make it up. I can't do it myself.
If you
Tensai.
Actually,
Oh Jesus.
we could call you A Train. No,
Hip Hop Hippo.
If you were to be,
Oh.
if you were to be a wrestler, what kind of wrestler do you think you would be?
A hoss? Or would you be like
I'd be a sneaky ass heel, that's for sure.
Asshole. His name is Asshole.
Mr. Ass?
It's not. Oh Jesus Christ.
This is why we want you to come up with a name.
All right, well I'll think about it. How about that?
I'm
Oh,
an
we'll work
ass
on it.
man.
But it's funny you say Hip Hop Hippo because there was a guy I used to know back in Maryland, and I would say he would say Triple H would go, Hip Hop Hippo? We're like, who the fuck is that?
That's Albert.
Hip Hop Hippo. Don't you know who Tensai became? Oh, you motherfucker.
That's A Train.
It's just Triple H.
Albert. Prince Albert at one point in time. Because apparently he had a Prince Albert.
Dick piercing.
Apparently.
Oh,
no
sorry,
one
it's a
wants
family
to
show.
see
Sorry.
that.
Family show.
It's not a family
It's not
show.
fucking not.
Oh.
I wanted Randy Orton to RKO fucking Kofi's 3-year-old child right then and there at SummerSlam.
Yeah, he was fucking popping for that. He was like, RKO the child, please.
And
This kid was leaning over the barrier. He was asking for it.
And then the bell immediately rang, and I got disappointed.
I was
it's
like-
like you wanted Rusev to kill Titus O'Neil's kid after they kissed on the lips.
Hey man, I
Also Dominic and Ray kissed on the lips, confirmed.
Tom Brady kisses his kid on the lips.
Gay.
Did you know that? That's a thing too.
Gay.
Hey, fair enough.
Would you ever kiss your child on the lips?
Only when he's young.
That sounds even worse.
Now, what I'm saying is that like that's something you don't do when the kids grow up and they get all embarrassed
when
about
you got
it.
massive tattoos on your forearms? and shit?
I feel like you just give him a kiss on the forehead. That's it?
I'm just saying that in context, what you just said is right.
Somebody's gonna take that soundbite
yeah.
and make it a fucking meme.
Only when they're young. Crap.
When do you kiss your kid on the lips? Only when they're young. Whoa.
Dude, if someone ever finds your picture, that's gonna be a fucking meme, Albert. So we're
Yeah.
never gonna say your last
Get me
name.
off the internet.
Don't worry, we got a bunch of memes about us.
Yeah.
I don't care.
The screenshot to this podcast does not have anything to do with Ross. It's gonna be a picture of your face.
Wait till about 45 minutes in, you'll see why.
Like, this is the guy,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna say why.
Yeah.
It's not even gonna say RW Wrestling Podcast Episode 8. It's like, this is the guy. You'll know the moment.
Just wait till 45 minutes in, you'll understand.
You'll get it. You'll get
So what is your in quotations gonna be this time?
it. Only when they're young.
Oh no. ... right?
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Only when. And
Oh,
the best
man.
part is the entire podcast has been about Raw. So I just feel like we went to Monday Night Raw is the quote title, and then RW Only When They're Young.
Fuck
Wrestling
right.
Podcast.
Please no.
Oh boy.
Please no.
I think I buried myself
Because then
already.
your other fucking, then his coworkers are gonna watch it and be like, the
No,
fuck.
the only coworker. Well, Robert subscribed, but that's just because I made him.
Who?
Robert.
No.
But
we don't care about him.
so Phillips subscribed, but he's mad at me for not inviting him to the Raw.
Ah, poor baby.
Yeah. What was the term?
Maybe the guy
he
also
said?
told him that he would be on the podcast.
What was the? What
I'm
did
not
he
repeating
directly
that.
say to
I'm
you?
not repeating that.
He said, "Did you get me a ticket, blank?"
Did you get me a ticket? Booker T's favorite thing to say. The
He-
South Park joke that you're not allowed to repeat.
He said the
South Park
word
joke?
nagger.
It's one of the best cold opens of South Park ever, and it's right after the Seinfeld guy said the N-word at the comedy show.
Yeah, I knew who you were talking about.
And Randy Marsh is on fucking Wheel of Fortune, and it's people that annoy you, and it's N, guess, G-G-E-R-S. And he's like, I think I know the answer, but I don't think I should say it.
And he did.
And then he says it.
Oh.
That was naggers.
Yeah, they say the word, and it's like, naggers. The answer we were looking for was naggers.
Yep.
I think Family Guy did a joke about that too, but I forget what it was. It was like G-G-E-R and like C-L blank N and like
Hopefully it was old Family Guy.
yeah, it was old Family Guy.
Okay, because that's good. New Family Guy sucks.
Crap, I forget. I suck. My memory's horrible, so
Look at-
this may
look
happen
at
more
that.
than once.
The eyes are OC.
Dude, you suck though, because you convinced me not to buy that shirt when I found it. 'Cause I found that on a shirt that said people that annoy you, and it had the Wheel of Fortune thing on it. That was N blank G-G-E-R-S.
Uh-huh.
And on the back it said naggers in big letters, but you had to see the back to see what it said.
Yeah, I was like, nah, you can't get that.
But did you get punched? You'll get punched, you'll spin around, fall face down, and then they'll read the back and be like, ha,
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you'll get your ass kicked.
I get hit
Fucking
every
wore
time.
that shirt around Minneapolis,
So,
especially.
should we talk about the quote-unquote dark match main event?
Well, we should talk about the fact that you have new tag champs,
Well, I
Blah.
Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins.
Rollins.
I'm actually not. I hate the fact that.
Did you just literally just come up with a
No, they said
Hollywood couple name for them?
that makes it like immediately. Even if you were
You know what's gonna happen.
Brawlins.
One of the Street Profits guys said that.
yeah, the Street Profit guy said it,
Oh yeah, the Street Profits were there without tag titles.
but it still said they were the tag team champions because they lost the titles 2 days ago. But it's on the fourth
It's
episode of
pre-taped, yeah.
It's the last pre-taped episode of NXT before they go live.
Yeah.
And they didn't do their normal Friday shtick, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I actually have something to say about that Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, and the club
What do
OC
you have
match.
to say?
How Braun acted like a pussy bitch and just sat
Laid
there,
there.
knocked out, couldn't get up for like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden
He
he
had the
gets
most
up, just
energy of
Dex
anybody.
Styles, and then Dex.
It bumps like a boss.
Hey, just fucking. He goes from no energy, I could barely move, to I just did a line of cocaine, I'm gonna knock the shit out of you. That's basically what it looked like to me.
I did love the fact that AJ tried to get involved and he got the stomp.
It was a pretty good curb stop too.
That was fucking great. That was a great way to knock him out
Yeah.
logically.
Yeah. The match itself was good.
And you knew AJ.
The finish
gonna
was
do
good. Braun getting the pin, and while Rollins helped with the stomp, helps them with their chemistry, right? But if they're gonna sit there and put Caesar Dissension at some point over the Universal title, why didn't you put the tag belts on him?
Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
said.
That's what I was saying. Like, why do you need to? Like, Braun should have. They should have did it in some angle where one of them hits one of the other, and then Braun fucking gets pissed and just kills Rollins.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, this is the same issue I had with John Cena and Batista, John Cena and Shawn Michaels, John Cena and The Miz,
Austin Michaels.
John Cena, David Otunga.
Austin Michaels. Oh my God, John Cena was tag team champions with
Here
David
in
Otunga.
Minneapolis.
John Cena has been tag team champions with Batista, Shawn Michaels, The Miz, and David fucking Otunga.
With all.
One of these things. It's not like the other.
Yeah.
And all of them shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Well, Michaels I'll give a pass to. Batista I'll give a pass to. Miz, no.
So we talk about the real match of the night.
Lacey Evans and Becky Lynch.
Yeah, that.
That was
I
an
want-
awkward silence. That was weird. That was weird.
I
I would
was-
be able to stop.
I was gonna laugh at lunch and I decided it wasn't funny.
That was funny though.
Hey, I want to eat her box.
I was gonna make a joke
Your
about that too,
lunchbox,
but I chose
get
not
it.
to.
Becky's
Hey.
lunchbox.
But like when they announced that like halfway through the show, it's like in tonight's main event for you guys in St. Paul, get ready for Lacey
man.
Evans versus
Boo.
the man Becky
Okay.
Lynch. I'm like,
And then
oh.
boo.
But here's the deal.
Oh.
Here's the deal about that. Okay, it was non-title. Cool, whatever. Well, then why did Becky win? Like, if Becky was gonna win anyways, why couldn't they have put the belt on the line?
Yeah. Like I told you why she won
Which
because
that's fine.
it's the whole-
getting the fucking fan
basically
interaction at the end. Cool.
everybody who paid for their seats in the front got a picture, something signed, or something with Becky. Like, she was
Which that's chill.
really personable, being really nice, and that's nice. I like to see when they're not in character and there's.
So then why couldn't the belt be on the line? If she's gonna win anyway.
It's not really a serious match, though. It's not like
No.
it's off TV.
Like I said, there's like one camera there,
Still.
and you know that one camera records horribly. Because you ever see somebody post a video or WWE post a dark match video, it's always one camera and it's never that great.
I did
Where's the
like,
view from?
I was from the left side
Corner.
ring post.
Okay.
I did like the spot though where Becky just had Lacey's leg and just kept running around the ring.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
I was
All
like,
right.
damn, I'd fall over.
The only other thing I want to say is, yeah, we reached
Dean
what
Ambrose.
we reached what I'm good with. Like 50 to an hour. Given that we're just talking about Raw and we made it through.
Well, plus
I
we
do
could
wanna
start
point out-
driving and fucking bullshit too.
I do want to point out that fucking guy that got carried out of the arena like fucking 2 matches in.
Dude, yeah, he was fucking bleeding.
Watch
Yeah,
it.
I couldn't tell the guy was bleeding, but you said that it was holding his his
He was,
chin or
he was
something.
holding his chin and he had blood on his hand. So he got his ass kicked.
So we can kill another 10 minutes while we're on the ride home. 'cause-
Fuck yeah, dude, might as well kill another 10 minutes.
For,
'cause
for
we got
the
some
hour.
Bullshit.
So, well, you're new to the podcast. Anything you want to like particularly talk about?
Yeah, like we
On your guest spot?
We want
Um,
to pick your brain.
Well, the
You got questions to answer from the early parts of the show, or early episodes of the podcast.
Yeah, like what was your first memory?
of wrestling,
Yeah.
very first one was Hulkamania.
All right, what got you into it? We're doing ride along right now, guys. Just so you're aware.
I gotta say, like, I don't even remember who. I don't really remember who I was with or where I was watching it. But I think the MTV stuff was there. I saw the Cindy Lauper video with Lou Albano and all that stuff, and I was like, well, this is weird. So then I saw Lou Albano on TV. I was like, what is this? And they're wrestling in a ring.
It's just gonna open.
And then I think my grandfather was watching old school World Class Championship Wrestling, and I went over there. He was watching. I was like, okay. But then I watched WWF and like Hulk Hogan. I watched that. I was hooked. Hulkamaniac, all that stuff, and he was the guy. He was like, I mean, until like maybe Savage and Steamboat, did I care about nobody else? I
We're just
cared
gonna
about
do it by
nobody else.
94 and head back towards Minneapolis. Left.
So earlier when we saw the Andre the Giant thing, that's probably arguably my first memory but my first deep memory was WrestleMania 3. And that was like 1987, I was 12 years old.
So you've experienced and grew up with the older generation.
Yes, sir.
So, and we didn't. Like, we watched it, but like we're 90s kids, so.
Yeah, we watched it old.
The same memory I have a lot of the same memory I have of a lot of the stuff from the 80s is what you guys have in the 90s. You have
Straight.
I mean, like,
Left, actually. You're in the wrong lane.
Oh shit.
Whatever. Keep talking.
but like, your guys' memory is like spot on when it comes to like the stuff
Just
you
turn.
guys watched when you were growing up. Same thing I was when I was growing up. You guys remember stuff from like really with vivid detail. Like, I'm jealous because I have none of that. But I could go back and remember like the Rockers versus Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson
Ooh.
in great matches like
You
that
know what
in the
you're talking
80s. When
about.
remember, speaking of tag teams, Survivor Series 87, 88, there's 10 tag teams in a Survivor Series match 2 years in a row. So you're talking about great tag teams.
Killer Bees were in there.
Twice. Oh, I'm sorry, just one of them. Sorry, they were gone by the second one. I remember great tag teams like the fucking Conquistadors made it to the end against the Powers of Pain in '88.
You have to take the first and go back that way. First exit and jump back.
So when it comes to like old school stuff, I do, like I said before, I do lean towards the older stuff, the
Never
older
mind
style.
those.
But I can definitely get down with the new modern way. A lot of the matches I believe these days are they're just trying to create spots that just seem like it's not really a fight but a spot fest, and I'd rather just see a fight.
That's where I was going to get next, because you were the older generation. So I was like, what do you think of the new generation?
Oh, I think it's outstanding. It's not. It's I can still go back and watch like Flair and Race and Starrcade '83 just as easily as I can watch we'll just go with WrestleMania 20 with the triple threat with Benoit, Triple H, and Michaels, and you can fast forward to now
Go up the back window.
when when I saw Styles and Nakamura in Japan.
Oh, you watched
Wrestle
that? That was
Kingdom.
great.
But or some of the matches these days, it just seems like get this. If I hit you with like 3 devastating moves and you can still get up, it's still great to see that the fight is competitive and all that stuff.
That's
but to
true.
me, sometimes it gets a little ridiculous.
So
When it happens like throughout like a 40-minute match, and you see like
it's like some of the shit AEW is doing right now. Even me, I'm just like, I love it, but
sometimes this gets a little ridiculous. I'm not saying I hate it, and I can watch it all day.
all right. I got a serious question for you then. Have you seen the Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada matches from Japan yet?
I haven't.
Okay, so I think one of these days you should watch those, and I want you to compare them to Flair and Steamboat from like the 87.
Like 89, 80,
Hard
yeah,
hitting
89,
storytelling.
yeah.
Yeah, because I want to see what you think, because Meltzer gave those like the best matches of all time.
Okay, I can do that.
Because like I want you to compare them, because you've seen both of them, like when they were happening.
Yeah, I watched all the Flair stuff with Steamboat.
Because Flair and Steamboat's one of my favorite feuds.
Yeah, Eddie Gilbert brought Steamboat in to battle the Horsemen, and Steamboat was mystery partner. It was on like WCW Saturday Night.
Actually, that's kind of, speaking of the Horsemen, you bring them up.
I
like-
love the Horsemen.
It's weird to say I like what AEW is doing with Cody Rhodes and Sean Spears because they brought in Tully Blanchard.
I love Tully.
Did they?
Yeah, he's managing Ty
He's
Dillinger now.
managing
Get the
Sean
fuck outta
Spears.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tully Blanchard's the man.
He had a great feud with Magnum TA in like 85, 86, somewhere around
See,
there.
I wish I knew more about that.
And Cody's going to have somebody in his corner, and some people are, it's probably just going to be his wife, but some people are thinking because Tully's there, they're thinking they're going to get somebody like
Could be Arn
Could be
Arn
Arn.
Anderson.
Could be Barry Windham, maybe. I mean,
Yeah, like
or Dean.
There's a lot of people that were brought up for
Dean
it.
Malenko.
and one other thing about the way wrestling is now versus back in the day is that I think the wrestling is better. No, the wrestling is not better. The match qualities are better nowadays. Because sometimes you see these if you're watching WrestleMania 1, the matches are horrible. Every
Oh my
single
God!
one.
Yes,
They
they
suck
are
so bad.
unbearable.
Like pins out of nowhere. Like what?
SD Jones and Bundy, perfect example.
Yeah. So back then, like a year, like from like January to January would be what you would have like between like WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Everything is so fast paced now. All the exposure. You got 5 shows a week if you count AEW, maybe it's 6. You know, NXT, Raw, SmackDown. If it's a pay-per-view, you got that.
fucking Impact and Ring of Honor too.
Impact and Ring of Honor.
And
NWA
NWA's
starting
coming
one
back.
up.
Okay, so my point is, but when it was like 4 pay-per-views a year, I thought that was the perfect amount of pay-per-views because you can build up to that. Now the weekly shows have added so much exposure that like you get bored of seeing like guys like Roman Reigns every single week,
You're right.
or anybody. It doesn't make a differse. Now back then these guys were legendary because it was a spectacle.
You're 100% right.
So I'm not saying it's but it's hard to put a 3-hour show
Brock
and then a 2-hour
Lesnar's your
show,
only spectacle right now, to be honest.
and that's why he's over. Unfortunately for the civilized world.
That and then fucking like
Civilized
that and
world.
then the old guys like Taker and fucking.
Well, on the Raw, and I'm sorry to cut you off. The Raw reunion made me so mad when the DX came out and basically buried the OC.
Yeah, because they didn't do anything to put anybody over.
They
minus
just buried the
Rollins.
OC
The only
today,
guy who got
too.
over was the Fiend because Mick Foley's a badass.
Mick Foley is fucking the most. I gotta say this, the most selfless person in wrestling.
Yeah. Now, I heard that like Sean Waltman was mentioning that like during production or whatever that they that when they found out that they were going to go out and pretty much push the OC out of the ring, you know, with their we're the old G's, you're the OC or whatever. It's like 7-on-3 or whatever. And Waltman's like, we're gonna bury these guys. What do you like? But they were told to do it. Like,
Well, and same with
These
Road
guys-
Dogg too. Road Dogg was on the same side. He's like, what the fuck are we doing that for?
So like, why can't these guys just speak up and say we don't need to bury these guys? Why can't we just take a few bumps? The Revival is the same thing. There's no way you can tell me guys are in their mid 20s
buried.
or yeah, the buried, the rejuvenated buried.
The Revival
So you mean to
2.0.
tell me that Scott Hall and Kevin Nash can beat up anybody now? No way. They can barely walk.
Kevin Nash tore his quad on the way to
See,
the
see,
ring.
Kevin. Okay, I will say
I watched him
this.
do that.
I will say this. I will say Kevin Nash probably could have a competitive match with someone. Scott Hall, fuck no.
Yeah, fuck.
I will say this: we're reaching it there, and I'm gonna cut it off.
Okay.
But thanks for coming on.
No
This is
problem.
actually a
Thank you.
very informative, and we had a good podcast.
It's fun.
I think you
And,
know,
we're actually gonna what do you got going on this week? Because we're probably gonna try to bring you on again very
Well,
soon.
maybe not this week.
I
don't know my schedule at all. So.
I'm off Wednesdays and Thursdays, but it's hard for me to get around because I don't drive, so you have to come pick me up. So it's up to you guys.
Well, otherwise,
Because I'm off nights.
We'll figure something out.
so
Yeah.
we want you back because we want that informative information there. That's a lot of information. We like it.
So and I also have homework apparently.
Yeah, you do.
We have homework too, though.
Oh, I have plenty of
Omega
homework.
and what was the other guy's name?
Kev.
Okada.
Kazuchika Okada and
Kazuchika
Kenny
Okada.
Omega.
And then I watched the Flair Steam. I can watch that all.
Also,
which one? Which one? There's two of them.
Well, so watch both because Meltzer says that Omega and Okada and then Steamboat and Flair essentially is number 1 and 2 of all time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, which Steamboat Flair? There was two of them in '89.
Well, the Chi-Town Rumble.
And I forget the other pay-per-view.
I don't remember what
Maybe
it
it's
is
Clash of the
either, but it's
Champions.
on the network.
Maybe it's Clash of the Champions. I'm not sure.
It's
But,
on the network.
Also, before I cut this off, since he gave you homework, you watched Double or Nothing, right?
Yeah.
And you watched Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho?
Yes.
Find their Wrestle Kingdom match.
I think he's already seen it though, because he said he saw Styles.
You saw
and Nakamura.
Styles and Nakamura. I don't know if you saw it.
That was a different Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah,
that was,
the
that was the year before that.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Kenny Omega.
2 years before that. I think,
Kenny
wasn't it?
Omega and Jericho had a Wrestle Kingdom match that was also.
Yeah, I haven't
Really
watched
good.
that. So okay, I'll go look that shit up.
But I'm gonna cut it off. Thanks for coming in, and
Thank
we
you.
are out.
Thanks for the tickets.
Yeah.
Have a
No
good
problem.
night.